Yo, check this out. This is the game that's being played every day in the stock market, but I'm going to use a house and I'm going to use months so you can understand it better. So in December, you buy a house that you believe is worth $150,000, but you buy it for 100K, right? And then in January, some dude named Mr. Market shows up and he tells you your house is worth 85K. You didn't lose $15,000 just because he said that it was worth $85,000, right? So the value of your house is worth $85,000 because the market said so, but you don't lose this 15 grand unless you make a deal with him. If you make a deal with him and sell it to him, then you realize your loss, right? You took that L. But if you don't make the deal with him, it's all good. The next month he comes back, he says it's worth 70. You don't make a deal with him. He comes back, he says it's worth 65, 57, 62. He's going to tell you all these different prices every single month. But in the stock market, this doesn't happen in months. It happens in minutes. It happens in hours and days. It happens all the time. All right, so the market can tell you what your house is worth, but you think it's worth 150, and this dude just keeps showing up and telling you different prices. Matter of fact, he showed up in February when he said 70. He told your neighbors the same thing, and so he told this neighbor 70, he told this neighbor 70, he told this neighbor 70. You could actually just buy their houses, right? Because you think they're worth 150. So if they go to 150, then you can double your money on each of these houses. All right. So the problem is that one day the market guy is going to come back and tell you your house is going up in value, right? He's going to say, oh, it's actually worth 78, 91, 107. So if you sold it to him, if you made a deal with this dude on any of these days, and to include these months, then you lost the money, right? Like the value of your house went down, you made a deal, you lost the money. So then when he comes back around and tells you actually it's worth 150, you don't even have a house to sell anymore because you panicked over here and sold it. All right, so if this were a stock and instead of this house being 100K, it's a stock worth $100, chances are it's never going to fall this drastically unless something like the coronavirus happens. And then you can have a stop loss where you can say, okay, if it falls below X amount, then just sell it, So before it gets all the way down to 57, you don't want to wait all year for it to come back up. You could just sell it if it drops below 85 or whatever, right? So drastic swings like this to the downside don't really happen very often. It takes something dramatic like the coronavirus for that to happen, right? But here's the point. The next year, this 150, all right, you're going to start over January of the following year. Then it's going to be 175, and then 140, and then 135, and then 150, and then 170. And this is going to continually go up, right? So it's going to go up and down, 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 up and down. But overall, it's going to go up. So if you sell down here, you realize your loss. So when things like coronavirus happen and you might have seen like your 401k just drop, in value because all the stocks in there fell like hard, right? So the reason why you're not going to panic and sell is because this is a house. This is valuable to somebody somewhere. It might not be valuable at this very moment, but it's valuable to somebody somewhere, right? So think about the house you live in. It might be worth 400,000, 200,000, 100,000, even this apartment, right? Even if you're living in an apartment somewhere, bumfuck nowhere, and it's worth 60,000, it's valuable to somebody because it's a house, right? It's a place to live. So that its value. It's not going to go all the way to zero because it's of value, right? Because if it drops to 20K, there's going to be somebody that's like, yo, I want this for 20K, right? There's a buyer for any asset at the right price. So even if it falls, it's not going to fall to zero because it's valuable to somebody somewhere. So somebody will come buy it. All right, so let me explain this concept again, how I know it's not going to zero, right? There's a buyer for any decent asset at the right price. For example, here's a shoe. So if I go try to sell this shoe for $100 and nobody wants to buy it, then I'll just say $90. And then if nobody wants to buy it, I'll just say $80, then $70, then $60, right? Eventually it's going to fall to the price where somebody out there thinks that this shoe is worth more than $60 or $40 or $30, right? Even if it goes to 10, somebody's gonna be like, yo, I'll take it. It's not gonna go to zero because this shoe is valuable to somebody somewhere, right? You just have to wait for that person to come along. So this will eventually, somebody will stop it from falling to zero, right? But there's millions of people out there. There's millions of people in the stock market. Somebody's going to catch the price of the stock when it's falling down, and then eventually it's going to stop falling, and then it's going to start trading sideways, right? And then it's going to go right back up. So there's a buyer for any asset, for a great asset at the right price. All right, so you get the concept. The market will tell you on any given day or any given month that this house that you bought is worth less than what you paid for it, right? And sometimes he might keep coming lower, lower, lower. Some people are going to cut a deal with him, like these people cut a deal with him, right? Or maybe you can even buy their house. And then eventually when it comes back up, it's going to, you can cut a deal with him again to sell for more, or you can hold it for the long term, right? That's the basic concept. Stocks work the same way. If all the houses in America were 50% off, there'd be a lot of people buying them, right? So if you have a house or a stock that's 50% off, there's gonna be somebody out there that's like, I see value in Starbucks being 50% off because they sell coffee to everybody. Or I see value in Nike or Facebook or Amazon when it's 30% off, 40% off because they make money, right? And they can make my money make money. So let me buy it. All right, so it doesn't have to just fall, right? When you buy, it doesn't have to fall. It could have worked the opposite way. You could have bought it for 100 and dude could have came and said that it was worth 110, 115, 120. But I'm just showing you like on the downside, right? I want to talk to you about like the risk and the risk management. Now, let me tell you how easy it is to cut a deal with the market in the stock market very quickly and take a loss, right? So if it was a house and the value of your house goes down, right? One, he only comes once a month to check. Two, you have to pack up all your goods, find a new place to live, hire someone to help you sell it, and then wait for a buyer, right? So this is a process. So if the value of your house goes down, you're like, well, that's a lot of work, man. I'll just wait for it to come back up. But if the value of your stock goes down, so this could happen in minutes. You buy it for 100, then it goes down to 92, right? In just a few minutes. All you have to do is click a few buttons and it's gone. It's that easy to panic sell, right? You just click a few buttons. With a house, you got to there's things you got to do, right? Which requires time, energy, and effort. All right. So if you slap this on the chart, right? Here's today, here's 10 years from now, right? You buy a stock for $100 and then the market tells you it's worth more, then less, then more, then less, then more, than less, then more, than less. He's going to come and make these deals every single day. He's going to make these deals every single day, right? He's going to make these deals. He's going to make these deals. But when you take a step back, right? Overall, you bought something of value and it went up in value, right? So the highs and the lows are the market, the guy, Mr. Market, coming to make these deals every single day, right? If you sell down here, you sell them less than what you bought it for, you're going to lose money, right? But overall, look what happened, right? So I want you to do this. Go look at the price of Facebook stock, IBM stock, Amazon stock 10 years ago and tell me if the chart doesn't go up and down, up and down, up and down, overall goes up, right? And that's my little lesson for today.